Hey guys, this week we're in zone 2 and that's the kitchen. And if you follow FlyLady, that means 15 minutes every day of deep cleaning. So grab a towel and let's get started. All right, so usually in zone 2, I go from the top of the list of the detailed cleaning list that you can find over on FlyLady.com, or if you're like me, I just grab my phone, I go to the FlyLady Plus app, which is completely free. And if you click on the zone button, it'll bring you to the zones and it'll tell you what zone we're currently in. And if you click on that, you're gonna have that detailed list that you can check off as you complete. It may have like clean out your pet dishes. If you don't have pets, just mark it that you've done it, or you can actually delete that off your list by editing your zone list. Either way is fine.
And as I said, I just love this app. This is the list of Zone 2's detailed cleaning tasks.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first.
But I
write a
start at the
second,
top
third
of that
verse
list and I just
about the
move
lives you
down
go
during my
disperse.
15-minute blocks and do as much as I can with 15 minutes. So the next item on the list is to clean out our microwave. Basically start with just a cup of vinegar water. I put it in the microwave and turn it on for about 5 minutes, and that's gonna steam that vinegar all over, and then it's a real easy little wipe down. So while the microwave is going, I usually just go ahead and wipe down the outside, and if I'm still working on my 5 minutes in the microwave, I'll jump over and get started in my oven. So I'll go ahead and get my oven cleaner and get that inside the oven, and I usually let that set for about 2 hours. Now on my oven, there was a couple of things that I wanted to try differently. So I used an oven cleaner on the oven itself, but on the top I did vinegar and baking powder. I've seen that a lot. So on day 2, I just jumped back in and I did the next items on the list. So I wiped down my canisters and all of my knickknacks.
If this is helping you get through your zone cleaning, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up.
That included like my toaster and things like that. And then I got into my drawers and I just wanted to make sure that they were looking pretty good. So I just straightened up everything, washed out the drawer liner so that there wasn't any crumbs in there, and just made sure that it was looking good. So if you're interested in any of the products that I'm using, I'll put a link down below. Make sure you go check it out. So on the next day, I went ahead and I got my timer set. I wiped down the tile walls, and then I washed my windows here in the kitchen. Once that 15 minutes was up, I was done for the day. And leave a comment below and let me know, what is your favorite part of cleaning and what do you absolutely hate? For me, today, I think it was that oven. I really hate the oven. So make sure that you check the link below. I've listed everything that I'm using today, as well as my camera gear and the FlyLady system and all the things that you would need to get started. So if there's something that you wanted to try yourself, make sure you check that out. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump on the cabinets. So on the cabinets, I just use my Murphy's oil soap. I give it a good wipe down so that it's reconditioned and cleaned and ready to go. And then I also go on underneath the sink and I get all of that cleaned out. You know how dirty that can get and how disorganized it can be. So just pull it all out and I just do my best to put it back into a normal order so that I can grab and go when I need to.
I've seen a lot of change.
And because I had some people staying with me, I went ahead and took a little extra time today to wipe things down and get my kitchen back straight so that it looks good.
I'll be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago, I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright.
And I like to wash out my kitchen trash can pretty frequently, and that's what I'm doing here. But then I noticed that this stainless steel trash can has seen better days. It is really filthy. So I went ahead and got on my hands and knees and really scrubbed this down. I even had to get a toothbrush out and really get into the nooks and crannies to get all of that gunk out of there. But it's so worth it.
And the last thing on the list is to clean these terrible fluorescent lights. But the problem is that I don't have anything to get them down with. So I'm gonna need for my husband or my son when they come home to help me out. So hopefully I will get a little bit of assistance and be able to finish up this Zone 2 cleaning with me. I'm gonna go ahead and get my dinner started and finish up with my family. So I want you to love each other, love yourself, and make sure that you don't take this cleaning too seriously. We're not gonna get it all done at once. We didn't make the mess all at once. So plan your work and work your plan. And if you like planning, by the way, I have some digital planning, how I work in my FlyLady systems into my digital planner so that I can make sure that I'm following along, checking it off, and keeping track of what I want to do next. So if you like stuff like that, be sure to check out my channel. I really love it and I'm very passionate about it. And I hope that you guys will join me again next week, Saturday at about 10. Love you. Have a good week. Bye. So I wanted to give you guys an update on the craziness that is my life and that can happen sometimes when you're doing new things around the house. So yesterday, as you remember, I was cleaning the stove and I was using the vinegar and the baking soda, and I've never done that before. And I watched tons of YouTubes about it and I read some articles about it and how good it was, even on gas stoves. So I did that and it did a decent job of cleaning. The problem happened a few hours later when I was shooting some of my other scenes where I was kind of chatting with you guys. I noticed that even though the stoves were turned off, it was clicking. And if you go back and watch, you're gonna hear click, click, click. And what was going on was the igniters were trying to ignite, so they were arcing. And I don't know why. So long story short, we were afraid that the stove had shorted out, that too much fluid had gotten either into the igniters and they were not gonna ignite anymore, or the electrical panel and it was shorting out. So either way, I had the thought that I had ruined the stove and I had a panic, and that's gonna happen sometimes. And after some tears and a lot of prayer, I calmed down and I went back to YouTube, which is the #1 search engine, at least in my life. And I searched, why would it be clicking? And lo and behold, I found a YouTuber that, you know, had said that like after cleaning, if you have this, then you probably have some debris on your igniter. And so it gave some tips on how to get it cleaned out and things like that. So basically what I had to do is, because mine don't come apart, I had to take some skewers and kind of get all of the extra stuff. And what I found was some of the baking soda mixture had gotten in there and dried in there. So I had to get that all cleaned out. And then I had to take rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip and go underneath and all around every single one of these burners, which took probably over an hour to clean after I had gotten done cleaning. And all the while, these things are arcing and I was petrified. So I went to bed last night not knowing if my stove was completely broken and it was my fault or not. And so it was an emotional day, emotional night. The good news is that today, everything lit. It seems to be working beautifully, and my husband cooked on it and it's fine. But I just wanted to let you guys know that even though, you know, you see these YouTubes that look like everything goes perfectly, it doesn't. I don't have a perfect house. I don't have a perfect life, and things that I'm telling you to do are things that I'm doing or I'm attempting to do. But if it doesn't work, I'm gonna let you guys know. And so if you choose to use that, make sure to clean your sink or your oven or anything else just go lightly with it and make sure that you're careful to avoid any gas. Stovetop igniter, I don't even know what these coils, I don't know what they're called, but be careful with it because you might also have that same issue. So life is not perfect, but thank goodness, praise God that it all worked out and that everything is okay. But what a drama it was. And so what started out as a very simple video of how I try to keep my kitchen clean turned into quite the drama. And I am so worn out by it, but I'm so thankful that it all worked out in the end. So I hope that saves somebody somewhere down the road some heartache if they're trying to do something. I've never ever owned a gas grill, so I had no idea what I was getting into.
If you like this and you're not sure where to start right here with this video, and it'll help you with getting started with FlyLady.